Properties of a Parabola by Davis K. K.J., Louise F., Sky F., and Carmel.
Where's Carmel?
Comparisons to parent graph. Parent graph opens upwards symmetric with respect to y-axis. Its vertex is at the origin. All points are perfect squares. For example, y goes for the first point, it goes up 1 over 2, up 4 over 3, up 9, and over 4, up 16, represented by the graph below.
My brother's gonna fight. Okay, bye.
Effects of A determines if the parabola opens up or down. If A is greater than 0, opens up. If A is less than 0, opens down. Absolute values of A determines if vertical stretch or vertical compression. If the absolute value of A is greater than 1, vertical stretch. If the absolute value of A is less than 1, vertical compression. On the left-hand side, the graph represents a vertical compression, and it would be opening upwards because A is greater than 0. And on the right, the A is less than 0, and it is more than the absolute value is more than 1, so it'd be a vertical stretch. Shifts, also called translation or transformations, only a shift when compared to parent graph. X plus or minus, y plus or minus is the way to represent a shift. The left-hand side represents the parent graph, and compared to the parent graph is a shift to the right and down by the x and y. Intercepts, a point on the x or y axis. When finding y-intercepts, x must equal 0. When finding x-intercepts, y equals 0. The origin is when the point is on the x and y axis. On the graph below, the y-axis is always going to be a number, and the x is always going to be a 0, and then the x is always going to be a number, and the y is always going to be 0. Domain and range. Domains are the possible x values of the graph. Range are the possible y values of the graph. The possible x values of the graph are all real numbers.